What's going on, folks? So today I'm going to be checking out a song by the band Shining Line, and the name of the song is I'm Alive. So curious to see what this is all about. So, without further ado, let's give it a listen, shall we? Rangers, go.
Cold feelings in my soul. I'm still alive. A dark wave is coming, aiming for me. No way to move aside. I'm under pressure. A claustrophobic feeling of love. There's no saving grace this time. Around the shining water's light, it's like
great vocals and a really enjoyable song. I just really like the vibe, and yeah, I mean, I just thought it was just really well done, and again, just great vibe. Pretty solid melodies in there. Again, really solid vocals, and the guitar work was also really good. I like the kind of just riffs and just the like the tone of the guitars in this song really helps kind of create that nice vibe to it. Another thing I love too was there, I guess just after the bridge, when like the chorus is kind of starting up again, like the first part of the chorus, you kind of just hear like the keyboard, and that was really great. The keyboard and the vocals, and then everything kind of kicks back in again. I loved that little moment there. That was awesome. Keyboard's got a little moment to shine, because for the most part, they're kind of just, providing a nice sort of backing layer, nice little things going on, but like never really in the spotlight. I would say musically, the guitars are kind of the driving force of this song, and which I enjoyed. I mean, I thought they sounded great. But yeah, I mean, the keyboard got that nice little moment there that I thought was just stellar. And, as soon as the song starts out with the guitar and stuff, it just creates the mood immediately. The overall vibe of the song is, what's the word I'm looking for? It is just like present, I guess, right off the rip. And it kept up, all the way through, with that vibe. It didn't, deviate or anything really from that. I like the verses, there's a nice kind of groove to the verses. Again, I really like that backing music, like just the music. It just sounds really good. It's a stellar sort of foundation for the vocalist to kind of then just play with and take charge from that aspect. So yeah, I really like the music there in the verses. Really like the vocals. I like the vocal melody there in the verses, and a nice little kind of build up into the chorus. And now the chorus. Very interesting, because I'm slightly torn on the chorus. I guess I'll start with like the negative, or like the critique, I guess, if you will. But again, by the end of this, I'm not sure if this critique is warranted. I kind of think I have to listen to the song more, kind of really let the chorus sink in, because there towards the end, I was warming to it. Like I was warming to it. But part of me feels like the chorus meanders a bit, like part of me feels like it needs to be a little bit more focused. It just has an interesting way about it. It's like when it first starts out, the chorus, you think it's going sort of one way, but then it kind of changes a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay, it's kind of going this way, and then it kind of changes again, and so it left me a little bit like unsure of it. Again, by the end, I was warming to it a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting chorus, and I guess I have to give props for that, because it doesn't kind of follow what you would have expected, for like the standard kind of chorus for this type of song. It definitely does something a little bit different in there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, part of me still feels like maybe it meanders a little bit too much. But second thing though that I thought was interesting about the chorus is it kind of reminded me of like the late 90s, early 2000s kind of pop, some of that kind of like music that maybe you'd hear from like, those Disney Channel artists and, things like that. It just kind of captured that spirit, and I kind of dug it. Like, I mean, it was the kind of like music that I would hear on the radio and stuff all the time when I was in like middle school and stuff. And so I sort of have a soft spot for that. And even when I was getting a little bit older, like into high school and stuff, I have a younger sister. And so she was like kind of really into that kind of teen pop of like the late 90s, early 2000s. So I'd hear it a lot. And, I'm not ashamed to admit, part of me, like, I enjoyed, a lot of that, especially at the time. So, yeah, it just kind of had that sort of vibe to it in melody and even like in vocals, like even the delivery of it and stuff. So yeah, part of me, I found that kind of endearing, and it definitely sort of took me back a little bit. Another thing I also do like too is kind of like there's like some like dual vocals go, like she's singing one line and then coming in from the other side and singing like something else, and then there's like some backing vocals, which also kind of just was reminiscent of that late 90s early 2000s kind of teen pop sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of neat. So yeah, that's why I'm just a little bit mixed on the chorus. Maybe I need to hear it more, but so like part of me is saying like, oh, maybe it could be a little bit more focused. But another part of me is saying like, oh, this is kind of charming. This kind of, takes me back a little bit, and has that nice kind of like pop sort of vibe from back then. So yeah, interesting. I guess that's like the best word for the chorus. And then yeah, you got like a nice kind of like solo there in the bridge and all that. And I already talked about that nice little moment there after with the beginning of that chorus where it's just kind of like the keyboard there, which was really great. Oh, and one thing I did forget to mention though about the chorus is the way that she sings "I'm Alive" like at the end. Oh man, that's killer. It kind of like clinches, like if you're sort of lost, within the chorus, that comes in, it's like, oh yeah, I'm alive, just the way that she sings it. And I mean, it's great. I just thought it's a great way to end the chorus. It kind of brings the listener back. If the listener was kind of getting a little bit lost in that interesting sort of chorus, it brings them right back in with that. So that was really, really cool. And then the vocals towards the end of the song, she really has great range, really great delivery. So I enjoyed a lot of that as well. Just really great vocals and a pretty cool song. So yeah, I certainly enjoyed it. Yeah. So anywho, I think I've talked enough about it. Let me know, folks, in the comments down below, what do you think of this song here? And I did like the drums too, the kind of impactful and all that good stuff. But yeah, what do y'all think of this here? Let's talk about it, and I'll catch you next time. Ranger out.